The Indiana Fever just pulled off something nobody expected. 2 straight wins. No Caitlin Clark. First, they demolished the Los Angeles Sparks 111-87. Then, they stunned the defending champion Las Vegas Aces 84-68. The Fever are 12-8, sitting pretty in the Eastern Conference, and doing it all without their superstar. And yet, instead of celebrating, social media erupted. Instead of praising the team's resilience, the discourse turned toxic. Because Tyasha Harris, the veteran guard who stepped up in Clark's absence, had the audacity to defend herself online. It started innocently enough. Harris had a rough shooting night against the Aces' 0 field goals, just 4 points total. She took to X, formerly Twitter, and posted something simple, something human. Y'all be preying on people downfalls. Y'all ain't gotta put down others to support y'all fave. That's it. That's all she said. But in the Caitlin Clark era, nothing stays simple. A fan responded, calling Harris unprofessional and accused her of feeding toxic narratives. And then Harris fired back with a response that stunned everyone. A response that revealed the truth about the Fever's locker room, shut down the haters, and proved once and for all that this team is united. Our team is good in the locker room, trust me, Harris wrote. Reread my tweet so you can fully comprehend nobody holding resentment. We all trying to help in any way, shape, or form. The WNBA erupted. Fans took sides. The debate raged. And the truth about the Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark, and with her, was finally laid bare. Buckle up. We're breaking down everything Ty Harris said, why she said it, and what this means for the Fever's championship hopes. The high five that started it all. A 5-second clip that broke the internet. To understand why Ty Harris felt the need to speak out, we have to go back to June 7, 2026. The Indiana Fever were facing the New York Liberty, and it was not going well. The Fever lost 83-75. Clark struggled mightily, shooting just 4 of 14 from the field for 10 points in 34 minutes of play. Late in the game, with the Fever trailing by 6 and just 1:26 remaining, the cameras caught something that would ignite a firestorm. Clark was walking back onto the court after a timeout. Tyasha Harris raised her hand for a high five. Clark, head down, focused, frustrated, walked right past her. Harris patted Clark on the shoulder instead. A 5-second clip. That's all it took. The internet lost its collective mind. Fans on X, Reddit, and every other platform dissected the moment frame by frame. Some accused Clark of being cocky and arrogant. Others claimed she had a pattern of ignoring teammates. She absolutely saw Ty's hand. She also did this to Angel and Raven. Who's next? One fan wrote. Another declared Clark was never beating the allegations. But not everyone bought into the narrative. Some fans pointed out the obvious. Clark had her head down. She was frustrated. She was losing. Y'all never seen how athletes act when they lose? One fan countered. Not all gonna be gracious. The clip was ambiguous at best. Clark may not have even seen Harris's hand. But in the age of viral outrage, nuance doesn't matter. The damage was done. The narrative was set. Caitlin Clark was a bad teammate. Fast forward to June 27th. Clark is out with a back injury. Harris steps into the starting lineup. And what happens? Harris drops 16 points on 5 of 8 shooting, grabs 5 rebounds, and dishes out 3 assists. Clark, from the bench, jumps up to celebrate Harris's 3-pointers. The two even do a phone celebration together. You'd think that would end the drama. It didn't. Then came July 5th. Another game without Clark. Another win, this time against the Aces. Harris struggled offensively, and the fans who had been waiting for any excuse to attack jumped at the opportunity. That's when Ty Harris finally decided she'd had enough. Y'all ain't gotta put down others. Harris's social media statement that changed everything. On July 5th, 2026, Tyasha Harris took to X with a message that would spark one of the most intense debates of the WNBA season. Y'all be preying on people downfalls. Y'all ain't gotta put down others to support y'all fave, Harris posted. It was a simple statement. A plea for basic decency. A reminder that supporting one player doesn't require tearing another down. But the response was anything but simple. A fan quickly replied, accusing Harris of being unprofessional. Hey Ty, you gotta get offline. Very unprofessional to be fighting with fans on X. Support y'all fave. Also, making statements like this is toxic for team cohesion. Making it sound like you have resentment for CC and feeding into online narratives. Try to have less thin skin. This was the moment. This was when Ty Harris could have backed down, could have apologized, could have let the narrative win. Instead, she fired back with a response that would echo across the WNBA. My point. Made up narratives, and I'm having conversations like everybody else do on Twitter. Our team is good in the locker room, trust me. Reread my tweet so you can fully comprehend nobody holding resentment. We all trying to help in any way, shape, or form. Let's break down what Harris just did. First, she called out the made-up narratives. She acknowledged that the drama surrounding the Fever is manufactured, driven by fans and media looking for clicks, not by any actual tension within the team. Second, she delivered the ultimate mic drop. Our team is good in the locker room, trust me. She didn't hedge. She didn't qualify. She made a definitive statement about the state of the Fever's chemistry. Third, she directly addressed the elephant in the room. Nobody holding resentment. She knew exactly what the fans were implying, that she or other teammates resent Clark, and she shut it down completely. Finally, she reminded everyone of the obvious. We all trying to help in any way, shape, or form. This is a team. They're all pulling in the same direction. The drama exists only in the minds of those who want to see it. Harris's response was the definition of class. She didn't attack Clark. She didn't attack the fans who criticized her. She simply stated the truth and moved on. But the WNBA didn't move on. The debate exploded. The fan war, social media erupts over Harris's comments. The moment Harris's response went viral, the WNBA fanbase split into warring factions. Team Harris praised the veteran guard for standing up for herself. They pointed out that Harris had been nothing but professional since joining the Fever. She had stepped up when Clark went down. She had played well. She had been a team player. And now she was being attacked for, what exactly? Defending herself against unfair criticism? Ty Harris spoke nothing but facts, one fan wrote. The narratives about this team are completely made up. Team Clark saw things differently. Some argued that Harris's comments were unnecessary and only added fuel to the fire. Others felt that Harris was being too sensitive. That criticism comes with the territory when you play alongside the biggest star in the league. But there was also a third group, the both sides fans who recognized the absurdity of the entire situation. These fans pointed out that Harris had said nothing controversial. She had simply asked fans to stop tearing people down. And somehow, that became a scandal. Imagine getting mad at a player for saying, "Don't be toxic," one fan commented. Meanwhile, the debate over the Fever's offense without Clark raged on. Some fans argued that Stephanie White's system actually works better without Clark. Steph White's system absolutely works better without Caitlin Clark. Why, I've said it from Game 2 last year. You either choose Steph or CC. One comment read. Others pushed back hard. Caitlin is definitely the problem then. Her system works with every player but her. Another sarcastically posted. The irony was palpable. The Fever had just won 2 straight games without their superstar, including a statement when over the defending champions. And instead of celebrating, the discourse was consumed by whether the team was better without Clark, whether Harris resented Clark, and whether the locker room was falling apart. Harris's "trust me" was a direct response to all of it, and it was exactly what the Fever needed to hear. The truth about the Fever's locker room, why Harris's "trust me" matters. Here's the reality that gets lost in the noise. The Indiana Fever have one of the best locker rooms in the WNBA. Let's look at the evidence. The 2025 playoff run. Despite Clark missing most of the season with injuries, the Fever made the playoffs. They won 24 games. They competed. They did it through chemistry, resilience, and a collective refusal to quit. The 2026 season, the Fever have continued to build on that foundation. When Clark went down with a back injury, the team didn't collapse. They didn't point fingers. They didn't make excuses. They stepped up. Harris stepped into the starting lineup and delivered. Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston carried the scoring load. The team won 2 straight against quality opponents. The chemistry. Watch any Fever game and you'll see it. Players celebrate each other's successes. They pick each other up after mistakes. They communicate constantly. Clark jumping off the bench to celebrate Harris's 3-pointer wasn't an act. It was a genuine moment of team camaraderie. Harris's own words. Harris has been consistent from day one. When she joined the Fever, she spoke about how meaningful it was to return to her home state. She talked about trusting the organization. She talked about being part of something special. So why do the rumors persist? Why do fans keep trying to manufacture drama? The answer is simple: Caitlin Clark. As long as Clark is on the roster, the Fever will be under a microscope. Every interaction will be analyzed. Every loss will be scrutinized. Every comment will be dissected. That's the price of having the biggest star in women's basketball. But that doesn't mean the narratives are true. And that's exactly what Harris was trying to say. Our team is good in the locker room, trust me. Harris's message was clear. The fans and media don't know what's really going on behind closed doors. They see 5-second clips and jump to conclusions. They read into body language and invent stories. They create drama where none exists. Harris knows the truth because she lives it every day. And she wanted everyone else to know it too. What's next? The road ahead for Harris, Clark, and the Fever. The drama isn't over. It never is when Caitlin Clark is involved. But Ty Harris has made one thing crystal clear. The Fever are united. Clark's return. Clark is targeting a return during the Fever's upcoming back-to-back against the Sparks and Mercury on July 8th and 9th. When she comes back, the Fever will be even stronger. They've proven they can win without her. Now they'll prove they can dominate with her. Harris's role. Harris has shown she's more than capable of filling the void when Clark is out. But she's also shown something more important. She's a leader. Her willingness to stand up for herself and her team speaks volumes about her character. The playoff push. The Fever are 12-8 and sitting in a strong playoff position. With Clark back, they'll be even more dangerous. The chemistry is there. The talent is there. The coaching is there. The narrative. Harris has done something that few players have the courage to do. She's called out the toxicity and demanded better. She's refused to let the manufactured drama define her team. And in doing so, she set a standard for how athletes should handle online hate. The WNBA is growing. With growth comes attention. With attention comes scrutiny. And with scrutiny comes the temptation to create drama where none exists. Ty Harris just told the world to stop. Reread my tweet so you can fully comprehend nobody holding resentment. We all trying to help in any way, shape, or form. That's the truth. That's the Fever. And that's why this team is going to be a problem for the rest of the WNBA.